Today is Thursday, day 4. I think it's Thursday. I hope it's Thursday. Anyway, I am going to talk to you guys today about macros versus micros and why you need to focus more on micros than the macros, okay? There's like this whole thing out there that says, if it fits your macros, okay? Well, that's all fine and good if all you care about is calories. But when you get to a certain age in life and you're trying to be healthier and leaner, stronger, happier, blah, 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 it's more about the micronutrients that are in your body that your cells are able to utilize when every hour, a million new cells renew and divide, okay? So you want quality nutrients in your body for when they renew and divide, that they're healthy cells, okay? So we already talked about fasting and autophagy and why that's super important. Last night I was reading, I want to get certified as a cancer nutrition practitioner or whatever. And so I've been reading a lot about, the cells and how cancer grows and pathology and all that. So, hey, Patty. Gosh, I haven't seen you in ages. Okay, so I'm looking at my notes here. So macros are your fat, protein, carbs, those types of things that everybody counts, like on MyFitnessPal and things like that. And then micros are your micronutrients, meaning like your vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, antioxidants, all of those. And those are the things that your cells really, really need to thrive. And we always talk about macros. So today we're going to talk about micros with the respect of immunity. Okay. So I hope you understand the difference. Please let me know if you do or not. Also hashtag live, hashtag replay so I can see where you guys are at. Okay. Also, second up, so the best place to get your micronutrients is from nutrient-dense food, okay? So that's why on day one I explained why I prefer to use other things in my salad rather than lettuce. So like arugula, watercress, cilantro, and I really like the Trader Joe's kale cabbage mix. And you always want to rotate because the best way to get all of your nutrients is from your food. However, back in the day when they used to go out to their tree and pick something or out to their garden and pick something, now what happens was people grow, the farmers grow stuff in warm climates and then they pick it while it's still green and they ship it across the country in trucks and then they gas it so that by the time it arrives at your supermarket and it's on the shelf, that it is like perfectly ready to eat. But since it didn't sit on the plant long enough to gather all of the nutrients that it would need, the nutrient quality of our food is down. Okay, so I can't remember the statistic, but it's something like to equal the nutrients of a, say, peach from back in the 1920s, you would need to eat like 6. And spinach is even worse. So about 10 years ago, I used to do a presentation about micronutrients, and I just can't remember all the statistics, but it's significantly less. Also because of all the chemicals used on the crops. So all the pesticides and the herbicides and the fertilizer only has 3 minerals, niacin, potassium, and phosphorus. Well, what about all the others? Okay, so your food is not as nutrient dense as it used to be. Also, with all the mass producing farming, there's just something that's taken place, and lack of crop rotation. I mean, I can list all the reasons, it's crazy. But so you just need to be able to eat more and to supplement. Okay, food pickering, organic. The best places to buy your food would be like a farmer's market, eating local and seasonal. Now, I realize that some of us or some of you can't do that. If you live like in a snowy environment, they probably shut the farmers markets down for the season. So other sources would be like even flash frozen, because what they do is they pick it really ready to eat and then they freeze it. So that is another good way to do it, because then you're getting better nutrient value. Here's a funny thing that you probably didn't know. When you pick a spaghetti squash out of your garden, when it's ready to be harvested, guess what color it is? Comment, play with me, have some fun. Guess what color it is? Well, it's white, okay? But when you buy it in the store, what color is it? Yellow. And guess what? When you pick it white and you let it sit in your pantry for a month or two, it turns yellow. How about that? Pretty crazy, right? So just know that that is a big thing. Now, some nutrients that people are really, really lacking is vitamin D, and that is the sunshine vitamin. When you go out in the sun, then your body will absorb D as long as you don't have sunscreen on. So allow yourself to go out in the sun for at least 20 minutes a day when possible to absorb vitamin D. In order to synthesize D, it is a fat-soluble vitamin, so you need more fat in your diet, okay? Or you're not going to be able to absorb the D. Now, with D comes K2, so they kind of work together like salt and pepper. So it's a 10-to-1 ratio. So if you're supplementing, which I do, even though I'm still out in the sun, I'm in California, so I take 7,000 IUs of D, 700 IUs of K2. Now, most people don't even know about K2, but they know about D deficiency. So I actually buy my D3 and K2 from a supplement wholesaler, and I just get the powder. If you read this book, it's on Amazon, called The Miracle of Megadosing Vitamin D. It will actually give you a link to buy it, what is it, like in bulk, okay, like raw material, so it hasn't even been processed. It's pretty cool. So, but K2, the job of K2, D3 is the happy vitamin, okay? It is a fat-soluble, cholesterol-regulating, hormone-regulating vitamin, okay? So cholesterol is your precursor. If you guys have done my Lean Lady Challenge, I've already gone through all this, but D3 is your happy vitamin. It's really, really important for immunity, and most people are deficient, and I'm sure your doctor has tested you for it and probably told you about it. So I take D3, K2. Now, K2 is what you probably don't know. Now, I actually did a podcast maybe 2 months ago with a gal who has a whole company, and she talked all about the research of K2. And the one that sticks out in my mind the most is the purpose of it is to take the calcium out of your arteries and drive it into your bones. If you want the research, email me. I'll forward you the email from that company. It's called Thrive, and they make like a K2 supplement, and they make probiotics, prebiotics, all that kind of stuff. But I was already taking K2. I didn't know why exactly, other than I knew it went with D3 and you needed to take them together. So, but now I know, okay, that's really good, because death is still the number one killer of women. Heart disease is the number one killer of women. And the truer indicator of heart disease is your calcium score, not your cholesterol. And in order to get the calcium out, you want to decrease inflammation to prevent its buildup. Okay, so eating an anti-inflammatory diet. And you want to use the K2 to get the calcium out. So if you email me, Tracy@highenergygirl.com, I will send you over like all the research on that. Okay, so D3, omega-3s. Now, essential fatty acids are called that because your body cannot manufacture them. So you need to consume them. So my favorite ways, again, are whole foods. Now, you need to be careful when you eat too much large fish, because they swim around in the ocean gathering mercury, and you can risk mercury toxicity. One of my friends actually got that from eating too much tuna. So you really want to rotate your fish and not eat too much. Sardines are great because they are small and they don't accumulate a lot of mercury, but you got to be careful with salmon and tuna and things like that. And it is a real problem. So one of my friends had to do this huge chelation therapy, and it was expensive, and she was just exhausted. It was really, really hard on her. So omega-3s are really good to supplement. And then we have enzymes and probiotics and things like that. So you are what you eat, and you are what your food eats, but you're also what you absorb. So if you're not absorbing the nutrients from the food you're eating, then there's no point, okay? Because that's what it's all about. Now, so often our enzymes are depleted in our bodies, and because we eat too fast, we do not chew our food enough so that it's absorbed, and our gut microbiome is just a mess. So I take enzymes and probiotics with my meals. I do 2-to-1 ratio. And I have a whole entire podcast episode, if you want me to tell you, it is with Wade Lightheart, and he talks really good about it. So High Energy Keto Girl episode, Wade Lightheart, you can find on your podcast app. Really, really goes on a deep dive here, but you need to absorb the nutrients from your food in order for you to be healthy. Okay, so you want to chew your food slow. It's also really important to sit down, enjoy the meal. Don't just eat mindlessly, but sit and enjoy the whole process, okay? Because what you're getting from that food is the energy value of the food. It's not just about fat, macros, calories, all that stuff, okay? It's so much more. So if you want to go and see the supplements I take, go to highenergygirl.com/products, and that is an incomplete list, but I will be trying to update it now that I have so much time on my hands being home. And then I have a nutrient graphic giveaway that I can give you. If you want it, just message me SUPS and I will send that to you. So your task for today is to post a picture of the supplements that you take and answer the question, how many veggies or how many servings of veggies do you normally eat in a day? Okay. You want micronutrient dense veggies, please. Not corn and peas. Nope. You want your greens, all that kind of stuff. And that is it for today, you guys. So far we've talked about supplements. We've talked about sleep. We've talked about the law of attraction and your thoughts manifesting to things. And we talked about fasting. So we've gone through 4 days of content and we only have 3 left. So please post your questions. I hope you're learning a lot. Be safe out there. And I will chat with you guys tomorrow. All right, make it a great day.